Hello there, everybody. It's Mad Gravity Studios with another Livingroom interview. And today we're going to be interviewing Tristan Taylor.
Hello.
So you may have seen Tristan in one of the biggest videos we have on the channel, Love Scene. He's a young artist we met here in Colorado. And yeah, we just figured because his video was so popular, especially, that a couple of y'all might want to see an interview with him. So that's what we're doing right now. So hello, Tristan.
Hello, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, cool, man. It was interesting meeting you for the first time because I didn't really know who you were because Tyler was the one organizing the
I
video
didn't either.
and
It's
whatnot.
okay.
So we had to get to know you like really quickly.
Mhm.
But I was surprised that you were so comfortable in front of the cameras and whatnot. But then I learned that you were a model. So I was wondering if you could talk about some of that experience of like in being a model.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Do you want me to just kind of talk about how I got into it?
Yeah, just talk about how you got into it.
Yeah, so I actually kind of got into it on accident, which is kind of funny. I first started music back in after my senior year, I think. And then after that, my friend Jackson Huffman, who I went to school with I knew him since we were like 5. We went to high school together. He's like, hey, do you want to shoot some pictures for your music? And I was like, yeah, sure thing, man. Like, why not? And then so we had a little shoot downtown, and I posted some pictures. And then after that, a whole bunch of people just kind of started hitting me up, wanting to shoot, and it just kind of took off from there. Like, it wasn't even my intention to get into that, but it just kind of happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how long have you been modeling for?
Since last summer, beginning of last summer.
Last summer. Okay. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. It's super fun.
Is there stuff about it that you enjoy differently from maybe like making music?
Yeah, definitely because it happens a lot faster. Okay. Just because with music, it's like a longer process and it takes a lot more time just putting in everything, and then it's like a bigger finished project. But with modeling, it's like more small projects.
Okay, cool. So what initially got you into music? Like, was there a certain instrument or artist that you liked that got you into it?
So I started playing guitar when I was about 7, I think.
Wow.
So a little while, a couple years,
Okay.
But yeah, I really loved guitar because I thought the girls would like me if I started to play guitar. Didn't work. But yeah, I taught myself guitar when I was about 7. I taught myself piano when I was about 10 or 11. And I really wasn't good at singing until I was about 18. Like, people used to make fun of me back in middle school. And some other people sometimes, they're just they say I sound like a dying cat.
Wow.
I know. So I really wasn't confident with my singing until I was about 18.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when I kind of started getting into singing more. Uh-huh. And it took me a while to just get used to my own singing, because being told that you're bad, growing up, it's not really easy to get
That
out.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them might have just been hating though.
They're just haters.
What? You gonna sing and play guitar too?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What are you, Shawn Mendes?
Who? Shawn Mendes. So, what's your songwriting process like? Like, when you write a song, are you like a lyrics first kind of guy, or are you like a music first kind of guy?
Yeah. So usually it's kind of more of a concept first. It kind of varies, lyrics and music, but I think of a certain memory or a certain time in my life and what exactly I want to get across in the song, and then sometimes a phrase will come to me first, or sometimes I'll have a little beat going or something. But it kind of varies, and I just kind of try to really convey what I was feeling and my whole experience into the song, and then it just kind of goes from there.
Okay, so the video that we shot was Love Scene. What inspired that song?
Yeah, so that song, there was this one girl I was talking to at the time, and we weren't really on the best terms at that time. We were kind of not talking. So I guess that's not really the best of terms.
It really isn't.
We just kind of drifted apart a little bit. We got into a little bit of a fight. And I just wanted to write that song just to kind of show how I was feeling in the moment when we weren't talking. Okay. On how that even though we weren't together and we weren't talking to each other, she was still on my mind all the time. Okay. And that I still had feelings for her. And that I knew she didn't really want to talk to me at the time, but I still wanted to.
Okay, so you pull from past experiences and whatnot.
Yeah, that was semi-recent, I think. Okay.
Semi-recent. So, what was your upbringing like? Are you originally from Colorado?
Yeah, so I was born in England, Buxton, England. Yeah, I know, right? And then I came here when I was about 2-ish, I think, because my mom grew up in England. That's a long story. Yeah. You can hear if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, super weird how my parents met. Story time. So back in the day, back in the 80s or whatever, my dad actually used to model for Giorgio Armani, Hugo Boss. He was #1 in commercial, runway, and print ad for a whole bunch of different countries. And he co-hosted his own dance show, and my mom was a celebrity guest on the show, and that's how they met. She was an actress, yeah.
Whoa. That's good. Your parents were they like kind of famous then?
Yeah.
How was it growing up? I guess kind of in the spotlight a little bit. How was that?
I mean, it was mostly in Europe and Asia.
Europe and Asia.
So,
okay.
I mean, when I was born, I was in the newspaper there, but that's kind of where it ends.
Oh.
Yeah,
Whoa.
because like we came here, no one knows who we are.
They had to like sneak you away. Oh, so it's kind of nice then. So like if you go to other places, you're like, okay, I'm kind of known there, but when you come here, you're like, oh, I can't just be like normal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like we'll have the occasional person who's like, oh, you're like Michelle Parton or whatever, Michelle Taylor.
Yeah.
Or like my dad sometimes.
Yeah.
But not really often.
Okay, so do you like is traveling like something you like to do? Like,
I
different
really
places you travel.
Yeah. I've been to like a lot of different because I fly for free.
Oh wow! Whoa.
Yeah. Because my mom's a flight attendant.
Okay.
So I really love San Diego, California.
Okay.
Super great place. I love Florida. Hawaii's pretty great.
You've been to Hawaii? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I went to Oahu.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. I really like England. It's a bit cold.
It's a bit cold? Okay.
Yeah, but I'd really like to travel a lot more.
Is there any places that you want to see that you haven't been to yet?
I'd really like to see Italy.
Italy?
Yeah, I heard like the architecture and just the people are like super great.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you were saying when you were writing the song, you write from like personal experience. Do you have a feeling when you're writing music that it helps you to like release certain emotions or let you get past certain things that maybe if you didn't have this outlet of like writing music that you couldn't do that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's very therapeutic.
Mm.
Because just kind of like acknowledging how you're feeling instead of just bottling it up, just really putting it out there and expressing yourself in a way that other people can feel what you are feeling. So it's kind of like sharing the pain or happiness. I don't really write a lot of happy songs, but it's very therapeutic for sure.
Okay, all right. And then do you like a band or something? Or are you making all the music by yourself?
Oh yeah, I just record all the instruments myself.
Oh okay.
I use Logic Pro X on my computer, produce it myself. But I do work with like a studio for the vocals. Mm. His name's Alex. What's up, Alex? Redwall Audio. Follow him on Instagram. Yeah. But he's super great dude. His vocal like recording stuff is a lot better than mine, and he's like a really great dude to work with. He also does like the mix down and the mastering of the songs too, just for like any finishing touches because he's really great with that. Okay. But besides that, all the production's me and like all the writing.
Okay. Do you have like when you're writing a song, do you have like a certain instrument that you start with first, or is it like a melody or whatnot that you start with?
I think my favorite to start with lately has been piano. Mm-hmm. I used to start on guitar a lot, but then I noticed that it kind of all sounded kind of similar. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I really want to do something different and just kind of expand my sound. So I've been doing like piano a lot recently.
Okay. Is there a certain part of the recording process that you love to do that like you're like anytime you get to that part of the process, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm doing this part. Is there a certain part you like?
Editing the vocals is probably my favorite part.
Okay.
Just because like it's just really cool to hear how it sounds at the beginning and then at the end. And also probably like the final mix down, like when you go in and you just adjust all the levels, like very small details, just so like it's the very last step. So it's cool to see what was in my head just being finished for the first time. It's like a child being born.
Oh, okay.
A lot less painful.
Is there a certain part of the process that you don't like that every time you get to it, you're like, this part?
Yeah. Probably like writing sometimes.
Writing? Okay.
Just because like if you get in your own head, it's supposed to flow, you know? Mm-hmm. But if you get in your own head, it can be like, you just kind of psych yourself out and then you can get like writer's block.
Yeah.
Or you could be like, oh, I hate this. Or you could just overthink things, but it should really just come more naturally.
Okay, that's good. And then, so you have this stuff up online, right? Mm-hmm. And I heard that you have stuff up on Spotify. What was the process like that of putting your stuff on Spotify?
Yeah, it's not super difficult. You just really have to send it in and they just have to approve it and like test it out. And then if it gets approved, you have to like get verified on there. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, and then I also heard you have like a Genius as well. Like how was it being verified on Genius and whatnot?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That happened kind of recently. But with Genius, you have to send them your like account, your Spotify, a couple of your social medias, and then your name and like some background. And then they really go through and it takes like a week or so. Yeah. And then there's like, they either decline you, which happens to most people. You have to have like a certain number of following, certain number of streams, and like a certain engagement. And then they either decline you, and then there's a level 1, which is like basic. You don't get the check mark. And then there's a level 2, which I got, which is like the actual verified music with like the check mark. So it says it's like really you. Yeah.
So how was it like putting your stuff up on Spotify like the first time? Did you get like a certain feeling of being like, whoa, like my music's like in a place where anybody can listen to it now?
I was super nervous. I like didn't touch my phone for a full day, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, because like before that, I hadn't even sang in front of anyone.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think I sang in front of like maybe 2 people. At most. So just like, and I already had like a decent amount of following at the time. So when I put it out, I was like shaking. Like I couldn't breathe. I was just in bed in England. And I was like, everyone's going to hate it. But I got pretty good like feedback, so that was nice.
What was the first song you uploaded?
I uploaded my Set the Scene EP, which had So Close, Made at Midnight, and The Waiting Game on it.
Okay.
I almost forgot the names of
that. No, I can understand if it's been like a little while since you made that stuff. I could totally get that. So you're saying before you uploaded that music, you'd only like sang in front of like 2 people?
Yeah, maybe 2.
2 people. So do you play live shows now?
I haven't been doing a lot of live shows lately. I do sing for a couple different churches. Mm-hmm. I was worship leading at Northern Hills Church, which is like a pretty big church, and I was also singing at Harvest as well, which is like a bit smaller, but it's a lot more like close and personal, which is cool too. But then like occasionally some people ask me to play at like little venue or something, which I always like doing as well.
Like doing that. What does it feel like that when you're like up on stage and performing in front of people? Is it different than like making a song by yourself?
Yeah, it's literally a completely different feeling, because like making the song and like the whole process is very like artistic and like deep, but then when you're performing, it's like a whole different feeling, because you're taking in everyone's like presence that's there, and you're just really trying to like nail every single part of it and like put on a show and do your very best, and it's like sharing with them. And the coolest part is like when people actually know the words to your songs, and they're like screaming it back at you, and you're like, wow, this is kind of I wrote this in my room when I was sad or something. But it's great.
Okay, which is there like a piece of advice you would have given yourself like when you first started playing live that now they're like, oh man, I wish I had like known this sooner about being up on stage? Yeah, I know being on stage can be scary.
Probably just having fun. Because if you're not having fun, then they won't have fun. Like if you're just up there like standing still or like really nervous, they'll like it's awkward. But if you just like have a good time and just enjoy yourself, then like it'll kind of everyone else will have a great time too.
All right, cool. So, in knowing that you make music, what would you say are like some of your biggest like musical influences?
Well, my favorite musical influence is probably Shawn Mendes. Okay. He's definitely been like number 1 for a while for me, just because like we're close in age, and he's also like a singer, songwriter. We make like similar music, we have the same like vocal range. Yeah. But just seeing him and like him following his dreams and just like really putting himself out there, just writing what he wants instead of just like making like conforming to like whatever. He like really writes what he wants. And he's a great dude. I'm talking like I know him. No, that's cool. Like you're a fan, man. That's just cool. Yeah, but he's just he's been definitely my biggest musical influence.
Okay, what was like the first song you remember hearing? And you're like, whoa, who is this guy? Like, who wrote this song?
I mean, I used to listen to like Life of the Party and Stitches back in the day, but the first song that I like really loved by Shawn was probably Mercy. I know, super mainstream. But like when I heard that song, I was at my friend's going away party. I remember where I was too. Yeah. I was like on the 2nd floor, and I pulled out my phone. I was like, Shazam. Yeah. I was like, who's that? And I listened to it for like probably like a week straight. Like, wow. Just that song. And I was like, wow, this song's awesome. Okay.
What do you think is a song? Because like, I don't know if you're like an album guy, because you are part of that generation that definitely is like, they stream music. It's more about singles and whatnot. Like, what do you think is a song of his that is underrated, that like no one really talks about, but you low key is like, oh, this is the one that I love?
Definitely either Roses, Running Low, or Imagination, because those songs like they're not really played on the radio ever, but they're just like super deep and personal to him, and they're like definitely really below the surface level instead of just like saying generic stuff. Like they really mean a lot, and you could tell when he sings them, especially live. Well, he doesn't play them live anymore, but those songs are definitely very underrated.
Okay. And then, have you ever seen him live?
I have seen him live once. It was last year at the Pepsi Center, and I went by myself, but it was really cool, and I was like front row. So.
That's pretty cool. All right. So where would you like to see your music career go? Like if you were just follow it, let's say like 5 years from now, like where would you like to be like in your career?
I definitely like to be. I'm not going to say like famous or anything, but I really want to write music that means a lot to me, and just really become a better songwriter, and just really be able to put together things that I could say I'm proud of, instead of just making like a ton of random stuff, just making stuff that I like really enjoy doing.
Okay, that's cool, man. So now because you are of a certain generation that like grew up in the streaming stuff, like what is it like building a following online? Like what are like some of the challenges, and what are like some of the things you like about it?
Yeah, some of the things, definitely a big challenge is trying not to compare yourself to other people, because it's really easy when you see someone and they post something that get like 2,000 likes or have like 50,000 followers. You kind of get down on yourself. But if you really just be yourself, it sounds kind of generic, but if you really be yourself and just put yourself out there and put an effort too, then I think you'll get a following just because like people will see the passion and they'll see who you are and that you're not trying to be someone else.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool, man. So like, because the internet is such a big thing, like what is your thoughts on the internet, like as a platform, as an artist who's like using that platform to build their audience? Want to do, like, are you a fan of the internet or do you feel kind of conflicted about it?
Definitely conflicted. I mean, like, I'm always on my phone, like 24/7. I wish I wasn't. It's nice to get away sometimes, but I feel like it's great for people who are trying to like build themselves up because it definitely is a lot easier to communicate with people and just kind of put yourself out there. But at the same time, it's also very addicting, and you can kind of get in your own head.
Oh, okay. Okay, what do you find with like popular music? Because I would say that popular music right now is kind of in an interesting place because the popular music is not necessarily what I would call like pop music, but you definitely seem to be a fan of like pop music. So what do you feel about like the current state of like pop music, the pop music landscape?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Just because like back in the day, pop music like was one sound, you know.
Yeah.
But nowadays you could have like Migos, you could have like Ed Sheeran, and then you could have like Beyonce and like Taylor Swift, who like none of them sound even remotely similar. Well, maybe a little bit, but it's just like pop music has just become like what people enjoy instead of just like a certain sound.
Are there any like local artists in the Colorado area that you personally like that you would like see them and you're like, damn, they're pretty good?
Yeah, I really like my friend's band Gestalt, and then also there's this band called The Broken Beat. They have the song Moonlight that I've been listening to like nonstop all the time. They're a really good band. And then also, there's so many. My friend Megan, she has a band named just her, but her like name is Noelle. She's an amazing singer. And then probably like Postcards too. Alex is actually in that band, but they're really great too.
All right, cool. Is there any sort of musical project you'd like to do in the future, like collaborating with people, or maybe there's like a certain genre that you're like, you know, I wouldn't mind dabbling in that genre. It's not necessarily the pop thing, but I would like to try something in that. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I definitely like to do like a dance type song.
Dance type song? Okay.
Yeah, because like a lot of my songs are like slower. Love Scene was like kind of upbeat. Walls kind of like upbeat, but like really like a really dance like pop club sounding song would be kind of fun.
Okay, that's cool. So when you're not making music and whatnot, what do you like to do for fun? Oh
man, for fun, I really like to work out. Hang out with friends. I don't really do a whole bunch. Like, I seem way cooler online. Like, you must have a lot of friends. You must go out a lot. I'm like, I like playing video games, too. I've been playing a lot of Apex. Shout out to my cousin. We're really good. But besides that, really just working out, video games, and I go to have a lot of shoots now.
A lot of shoots? Okay, so like you mentioned like working out. Is fitness something that you would say is like really important in your life?
Yeah, for sure. I've loved working out since like 8th grade. Another fun fact is like I was really overweight when I was a kid. I was like I probably weighed the same as I do now, but I was like 5 foot. But like just seeing like yourself progress and getting stronger, and you could like see results like physically, just really pushing yourself has just been something I really like doing for years.
Okay, that's good, man. So because fitness I know is like such a big thing, is there, because you seem to be working out for a while, is there like any tips you would give people about like, hey, you might have this misconception about fitness and whatnot, and like, here's something that I learned that you shouldn't worry about so much?
Probably for like younger people or people who are just getting into it, because they see like a lot of celebrities in like movies like Chris Hemsworth or like Chris Evans, love them, but like they look huge, you know?
Yeah.
But they got to remember that like these guys are human too, and they have like the best like supplements, best personal trainers, and then they get like pumped before the scenes.
Yeah.
So like that's not like normal. Like fitness doesn't have to be like you look like a god, you know?
Yeah.
It could be like being healthy, or like you can attain results, but like you can't look like you'll never look like that.
Yeah.
Unless you have like the very best world class stuff, you know?
Okay. All right. Is there any like films or like TV shows or anything you're kind of into that you like watching just to sort of like relax and just take your mind off of things?
Yeah, you know, my favorite TV show is actually Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries?
Which
really?
is like pretty surprising. Most people wouldn't guess that. But, like my whole football team used to watch it together.
Wow, really?
Have you seen it?
I know what you're talking about. I've not seen it though.
You gotta check. I think it's super dope. Like, it sounds pretty stupid if you're like, oh, Vampire Diaries. But like the characters in it are like each super deep. Like they're not generic, and they really build off their stories.
Yeah.
And then also like the story is just insane. Like you never know what's gonna happen next. Like you really don't. And then just like the direction they take each character and like just the evolution, all of them is just insane. You should check it out.
All right, cool. Is okay, so because you knew like you do like modeling, you do music stuff, is acting or anything something that you'd be interested in doing in the future?
That would be pretty cool. Like my mom. I wouldn't say I'm like the best actor, But like I used to do a little bit of theater back in high school. I just got like a whole bunch of like background roles, like never anything big, but it's super fun. Like in music videos, you kind of got to act a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't sad that day, but I was like looking all like, but yeah, it'd definitely be something I'd like to do.
You would like to? Okay. That's pretty cool. All right, man. Well, we're kind of wrapping this up. Is there anything you would like to let the viewers out there know? Like maybe like a last message you'd like to leave them with, or just some final thoughts about who you are as a person?
Yeah, definitely follow Mad Gravity Studios on Instagram. Follow me too, TristaCat23. But we have some new music coming out, new music video in the future coming out pretty soon. It'll be pretty dope. I'm really excited for it. Expect some like lots of shoots. But yeah, keep track of like me and Mad Gravity Studios. Great dudes. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, yeah, I can't disagree with that message. I mean, it's not untrue, But yeah, okay, thanks, Tristan. Thanks for letting us interview, man. And yeah, we hope to work with you even more in the future. So, all right, see you later, guys.